Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and today I'm going to do something I don't normally do because I have a lot of people who are new to this channel and they have not heard me talk on this topic before, where I actually show you how I personally buy some of the digital assets that I buy and how you can too. And I'll also cover what I would do if I lived in Europe, or what I would do if I lived in Canada, because there's a couple of sites that I would use if I lived in those countries. I do use one of them, but I don't use it actively, only not because it's not a good site, just because the cash out part of things, if I wanted to cash out, I don't think I would do it out of Europe. I don't want to have to do an international wire transfer or any of that type of thing. But I do want to show you kind of how I think about these exchanges and what I do and how I look at things. First, you're looking at coinpaprika.com. Since I've abandoned CoinMarketCap, this is the site that I go to. CoinPaprika shows you we're having a pretty darn good day in cryptocurrencies. We finished today, we've got about 137 billion in the market. It's going up a good bit. Okay. Well, just first, before I go into this, I'll show you the digital assets that I either own or am going to buy. I own Bitcoin. I own a little bit of Ethereum. XRP is most of what I hold. Let's see here. I don't have any EOS. Stellar. I do have some Stellar. I've got Tron. I've got Cardano. I'm going down the list here. I got some VeChain. There's only a couple more that I have in this list, I think. I've got Holo, and I just added one more recently because people kept on talking about it, and I went and looked at it. I'll talk about it another time, which is PundiX, okay? Those are the ones I own, and so the question is, how do I buy those? Well, let's take the easy ones first. If I was going to buy Bitcoin, I would go to one of two places. I would either go to Uphold or I would go to Coinbase. These are the easiest in the United States. These are the easiest and the fastest ways to do it. I know a lot of you hate Coinbase. You can see what Coinbase's, some of their selection is. They still list these as their top ones, even though they now have XRP. But Coinbase is linked to my bank account. Just like Uphold is linked to, you link it to your bank account. You'll see Uphold has Ethereum. I think these are basic attention token, Bitcoin, XRP, Dash, US dollar, gold. They have gold, like where you could, I don't think you're just investing. It's like tokenized gold is the way I understand it. But the important thing is with Uphold, it's as close to Coinbase as you can get in the United States. You can buy into digital assets. You can transfer them in or out of Uphold, just like you can with Coinbase. Okay. Now, some of these as you get deeper into these digital assets, Stellar, I think I heard Stellar was just added to Coinbase. And then Stellar, I don't think that Stellar is on Uphold yet, but I'm sure it will be. Now, just remember, the way this has been for the last really 3 to 5 years, the way it's always been is, and this is why a lot of things are going to change, you would have to go into Coinbase, at least in the United States. We would have to buy, usually it would be Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then you would transfer that somewhere else to get access to the other digital assets. That somewhere else, the most popular place is Binance. Binance, when you're talking about some of these other digital assets outside of Bitcoin, the basic ones, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, if you want to get your hands on just about any digital asset on the planet, go to Binance. And the way you would do that, for those of you that I'm talking to, the beginners out there, the way you would do that from the United States, the easy way, is to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum through Coinbase and then go into Binance. You'll send your Bitcoin or your Ethereum over to Binance, and then you can buy. See, they have these trading pairs. Let's look at the Bitcoin. You can buy anything. Like that's a Bitcoin Cardano trading pair. As we go down, let me see what other pairs they have that I recognize. I'm not recognizing anything off the top of my head right now. A lot of these, there's so many of these things now. This is Mana, which is Decentraland Bitcoin. That's another one I own that I forgot to mention. I own Mana. I own a few of those. But back to this. So if you just pick one, Tron. If I want to buy Tron, what I'm going to do is and I know a lot of you are going to be mad that I do this. I still use Coinbase. I'll buy Bitcoin usually I just buy Bitcoin, and then it's the easy way for me to get it to Binance. I'll send it to Binance, and then whatever digital asset I want, the ones I buy on Binance, and there are a lot of them, the ones that I always buy on Binance would be, if I want Stellar, if I want Tron, if I want Cardano, all these are on Binance. Just about anything on this list is on Binance, and that's why Binance is the most successful exchange, and CZ Binance, the CEO, or that's the nickname, the Twitter handle for the CEO. He's got the most popular crypto exchange on the planet right now because he is meeting the customer demand. It's a really basic concept. So I get VeChain on there if I want VeChain, Holo, which is hot, that's Holo Chain, and then Pundi X I buy on there. If you want, and then Mono that I mentioned earlier. Now, I just told you the ones that I buy or am buying right now. The way I approach this, if I had an extra, let's say, if I had an extra $200 tomorrow, what I like to do is I might buy $200 worth of Bitcoin on Coinbase, and then a few days later that'll show up. When it shows up, I'll send it to Bitcoin. It's like going to Binance, and it's like going in a candy store to me. Because when I look at all these digital assets with this market as down as it is, it's like shopping. It's like grabbing apples off the shelf for free. Right now, I'm buying Cardano. Cardano, I showed you this the other day. Look at, these are the percentages that all of these digital assets are down. And as I said in a video earlier today, I believe, Cardano, to me, not only is it down more than a lot of these guys, I mean, this is like, I believe this is going to be the next smart contract platform. I believe this is third or fourth generation to Ethereum's second generation. And I believe that over time, it's going to take Ethereum out. Ethereum has a first mover advantage as smart contracts go, smart contract platforms go. But I believe there's a few of these, including EOS, that are going to overtake it. So, I wanted to mention to you also what I do. If one of my favorite sites is Bitstamp. Now, I haven't used Bitstamp in a long time. Let me close it. I haven't used Bitstamp in a long time, and they don't seem to be very progressive when it comes to adding trading pairs. I think these are all of their trading pairs. You'll see Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin, and Litecoin, the basics, okay? And I think that the reason that Binance is so much more progressive, I don't think Binance has to be regulated by any one entity. I think Binance is kind of out there all over the place, and they move to whatever country the regulations are favorable for them. That is my understanding of Binance. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's why they're able to offer all of these. They're not, and that tells you something about what happens in capitalism when you're not hamstrung by over-regulation. And Binance is a shining example of that. Those of you that are young people that are coming up in this world, the getting government regulation that's unnecessary out of the equation is a good thing. It's good for the free market. It's a great thing. Ask CZ Binance. He basically became a billionaire in around a year. Okay? It's a good thing. And this guy runs a good company. And this company's solid. I mean, it's unbelievable how well this guy runs a business. But back to this. Bitstamp is, if I was in Europe, Bitstamp would be my Coinbase. I mean, that's the one where I would feel really good about being able to about my digital assets. I wouldn't keep any of them on exchanges, but if I was, it would be Bitstamp. And then the other thing is getting my money out. I don't even think Bitstamp has any limits on that. That's bitstamp.net for those of you that don't know. And if I didn't mention, this is Coinbase.com, Uphold.com, and then finally I wanted to show you this. Now I'm really interested. I'm in the United States, so I can't use this. I have been in touch with some of the people at Coinfield. Coinfield is a Canadian exchange, and these guys, I love what it looks like they're building here, and they've got some really good things going on here from what I can tell. But if I was in Canada, this is the platform. Now they're not just in Canada. Look, you're able to buy and sell Bitcoin in 100 countries, 100 countries with this company. And this is like a legit real deal company right here. And so I would also be buying on this platform if I was able to, but I'm not in the United States. But I have a real good feeling about Coinfield. I've heard good things, and so that's another one. Finally, once I buy, this is what I do. Once I buy these digital assets, okay, I'm speaking to you beginners out there. Once I buy these digital assets, and it's just about all of them, it's not all of them. And I'll give you an example of one that you can't do this with. You cannot. I'm about to tell you about storing digital assets. The Ledger Nano OS is a hardware wallet. For those of you that have not heard me talk about this, that is how the smartest people in this business that are investors are storing their digital assets on a Ledger Nano OS. It's a way to keep your private keys and your PIN offline so that hackers can't steal your digital assets. As soon as I buy these digital assets, I transfer them off of the exchange onto I have more than one Ledger Nano OS, but I transfer them on to a Ledger Nano OS so that it is all those private keys are mine and they're not the exchanges. But as I was mentioning, Cardano is one of the digital assets that is not available on the Ledger Nano OS yet. You can't store it on the Ledger Nano OS. You can download a desktop wallet called the Daedalus wallet for Cardano if you want to store it offline, but then you're still it's still on your computer. So, all right, but this, for those of you that have not gotten one, you can get this. This is in the description of all of my videos. This is the Ledger Nano S. This is the Ledger Nano X, but you can also buy the Ledger Nano S, which is it. The X is the new one that has Bluetooth capability and works with an app on your phone. So anyway, now you know how I buy digital assets, and maybe I'll do another video on how I sell them. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that this is how the digital asset investor buys his digital assets. Thank you for listening.